Hey there, South Georgia. This is Sydney Rainwater with WALB. I'm here with our very own Mackenzie Petrie to provide a little bit of a recap of the day's events. Mackenzie has been in court all day covering the Susan Imbert trial. This is the third time Susan Imbert has been on trial for this case. And so, Mac, let's talk a little bit about what went down in court today. So I know the morning started off with a pretty interesting, I think, witness.
Yes.
The victim's son.
Yes, the victim's son, Will Imbert. He actually took the stand first today in the second day of testimony, witness testimony, I should say. And while he was on the stand, he spoke about how the day started, that on June 28, 2014, when his dad passed away. He started talking about, you know, they woke up, they were eating breakfast at the table, they were going to go to the Albany Motor Speedway. They were going to go see this 1975, I think it is, Firebird that the victim, William Jake Imbert, used to own, but he could never get it running, so he ended up trading it in and selling it to someone here in Albany, and that person was able to get it running, so he was going to go over there and visit and see it race and all this good stuff. And the son, Will Imbert, he said that when he left to go get his girlfriend, it took him about 40 minutes after breakfast. When he came back, he saw the chaotic scene. He saw Susan yelling. He said that she made like a gun, like with her hand, and like pointed at her head and was like, "Don't go inside the home. Don't go in. Don't go in." So as you can see, it was very emotional for him that day. And we actually have a piece of sound that we want to play for the viewers to hear.
Yeah.
Did you observe anything on her hands?
Yes.
Will, what did you observe on her hands?
On her left hand, on her ring finger, between her second and third knuckle, I saw what appeared to be blood.
In which hand? Was that her left hand?
Correct. Her left hand she was holding her phone with.
Okay.
How many police officers do you think arrived?
In total, 4, maybe 5.
Okay. EMTs additionally?
Eventually, yeah.
Okay. You didn't tell any of those people anything about any blood on Susan's hand?
No.
Okay.
So as you can imagine, very emotional there, and that was sound from the state first and then the defense questioning after, just so that the viewers are aware and they can make a little bit more sense for them.
Right. All right. But Will wasn't the only witness we heard from today, right? So after the break in the middle of the day, I think we heard from an expert.
Yes.
Right.
The state called a expert to the stand next, and I don't want to get too much into the details on his experts because I'm not the expert. You know, I just do news here. But he spoke on, you know, blood stain pattern analysis and the shooting incident investigation, as he told me to word it, because there was a lot of words that, you know, us normal people just wouldn't understand. So I'm actually going to let him do the talking. Let's just head right out to him.
Absolutely.
It seemed likely, based on what you see in Exhibit 10 and the scene photos, that there was movement here?
Yes, sir. When you have a blood stain and then a blood stain and the blood source is no longer with one of the blood stains, that does support the logical conclusion that the blood source moved at some point.
Logical conclusion that he was picked up and then put back down?
That would be a logical conclusion.
So some bloody object was moved. You don't know when it was moved.
I don't.
You don't know who moved the object.
I do not.
If EMTs were on the scene, they could have moved the object.
I'm not aware of that, no ma'am.
But if they were on the scene, could they have moved the object?
If anyone who was at the scene could have moved things, yes.
So if EMTs came to the scene and rendered aid, would that scene have been altered by EMTs?
It could have been.
Right.
Yep.
Go
So
ahead,
that
yeah.
was the expert witness. As you can see, he spoke a little bit about how what he saw on his end is that it seemed as if the body could have been moved a little bit, but again, that was the state asking questions first, and then that was the defense following up on the back end.
Right. Well, still, it's great to hear that perspective from an expert. And Mac, I know you've said a couple of times throughout the day today that it was a pretty emotional day. So can you tell us a little bit more about what made today especially emotional.
Well, like we said, starting off with the son being on the stand, and he was only 17 years old when the incident happened. And also when that expert witness went on the stand, as you could imagine, they have to show the very graphic pictures and photos of stuff like that. And you could see a lot of like the family, they just put their head down and stuff. They don't want to see it, and it just makes it a little emotional. It's very emotional for them. They actually sent me a statement. It's pretty long. I'm not going to read it right now, but they're saying like, this is the third trial.
Right.
Like this is the third time now that they are having to see those photos, So it could be a little emotional for them.
Definitely. I'm sure that would take a toll. Yeah. All right. Well, Mac is going to be back in the courtroom tomorrow. Court's expected to resume at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And whether it's emotional or whatever witnesses we have or anything that's going down in court, Mac will be there to let us know.
Live.
Yep. So for now, again, my name is Sydney Rainwater, and this is Mackenzie Petrie. Thank you for watching.